Well, Emily, welcome to our show. Of course, Robert and Tomika, your mom and dad are here. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to New York. Have you been to New York before?
I haven't. It's my first time.
Aww.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
All we ask is that you leave it the way you found it.
So filthy.
Yeah.
Filthy inside. Yeah.
It is one of okay, there are several. Okay, that thing's going to.
I turned it off.
The incense. You know we love St. Jude. St.
Yes.
Jude Children's Research Hospital is just, to us, it's just a godsend.
Oh, yeah.
We see what it does, what they do, the miracles they're pulling off, the brilliance of the people who work there, the dedication, changing lives, saving lives. But to you, Emily, St. Jude is just a very, very personal experience. You want to talk about it?
Sure. So yeah, St. Jude's like my second home, basically. This year was actually my 15th year at St. Jude.
Mm-hmm.
So before I turned 2, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and before I turned 5, I had my no more chemo party, and I had all my treatment at St. Jude. And now I go every year, and I have my checkup, and I'm also in the life study. So they study long-term childhood cancer survivors, and they find late side effects.
You know what? And thank you for doing that. Thanks for staying in it. Obviously, I must assume that you are so enamored with what they have done for you and your family. You want to help them do that for other
Definitely,
families too. So, Mom and Dad, Robert and Tomika, what was it like? Is there a microphone on?
It's on.
What was it like for you to be able to throw a party for your daughter Emily, the No More Chemo party? I mean, that must have been quite a joyous occasion.
Yeah, it was a happy time, even though there was a lot of crying.
Yeah.
So they do that for all the children when they finish their treatment as a celebration, even though they know they're still going to be spending more time at the hospital. St. Jude looks after their patients long after they're finished with their chemo and continue to help them and watch them grow.
And you know, and one of the many things we love about St. Jude, not only do they have the most brilliant people working around the clock, people that are so smart they're frightening. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they never charge families for what they're doing.
No.
And you know, and when they discover something it's mind-blowing, they share it with other hospitals. They don't try to keep it to themselves to be the exclusive, this is our treatment, like evil scientists. That's got to be pretty cool. So look at the life you're living. Talk about the life you're living, Emily. I know you're a blogger.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be very proud of that. What do you like to blog?
Usually I just do fashion stuff. I love makeup and clothes.
Right.
I love shopping.
Oh, welcome to New York.
That's great.
Do you have some shopping plans while you're here?
If your mom and dad were really smart, they'd get you out of here fast. I mean, we got a couple of stores.
Yeah. I'm already telling my dad I want to go shopping.
And look, you know what? And I'm going to make an assumption, and I hope you tell me I'm wrong. I must assume that sometimes you totally forget about what you've been through in your life and what your family's been through, getting you through all of your treatments and everything, and you're just living life, and it's like, well, why even think about it anymore? But you still, is it always in the back of your mind?
Yeah, it is.
And it kind of makes up who you are now?
Yeah. And it's just like St. Jude, whenever I think about St. Jude, it's like you think of hope and thankfulness. So it's just kind of like when something happens or you hear something like another kid getting sick or something, you're just like so thankful for the time that you got to spend at St. Jude.
And so when you visit and you run into other families and kids there, do you look at them and go, hey, you got this. You're fine. These people are taking good care of you.
Yeah. And it's, yeah.
Well, look, we've been big fans of St. Jude for so long, for so many reasons. I was so blessed to be able to visit the campus and see what these scientists, these mind-blowing things these scientists and these doctors and everyone who works there, they're all playing a very important part to success. And we want St. Jude to continue to succeed. And some people think sometimes, Emily, that St. Jude is, they're just this big organization. They don't need my help. They got it. No, not true, right?
Right.
Like, what have you seen them do that's so mind-blowing you can't even describe it, but you think it's going to change the world? I mean, are you familiar with some of the projects they're working on there?
I am. And actually, whenever I first kind of realized what cancer was, because I was really young, so I just knew I was sick. And I was like, I'm always sick. I'm always nauseated and things like that.
Right.
But once I finally realized what cancer was whenever I was in the Danny Thomas Pavilion, and it's like a poster sign thing, and I had acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and on that sign it said, before St. Jude's doors opened, there was a 4% chance of survival. Now there's a 94% chance. And
I've seen that same thing.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, back in the day, a 40% chance of survival if a child got leukemia,
Wow.
and now a 94%. And they're going for 100%. And you know what? They're this close.
No.
And it's because we're all taking part. We're all a part of the St. Jude family.
As of, by the way, your donation is so important because as of 2013, it cost $1.8 million for one day at St. Jude as far as operating costs, like what they need to operate one day and do everything they do, $1.8 million a day. And I'm sure that's gone up because this was back in 2013.
Wow.
And your dad, $1.8 million. Your dad could spend that in one day shopping with you here in New York.
Yeah.
And so
I wish.
it's very easy to figure out which one is the most important. The most important, of course, would be St. Jude. I hope you say St. Jude. Well, look, Emily from St. Jude is representing St. Jude with Robert and Tamika because it's more than just the kids and the patients. It's also about the entire family. Diagnosed as a toddler with leukemia. Even though leukemia is such a broad stroke, I mean, there's a billion different types of leukemia. Meaning, and leukemia is just one of a billion different types of cancer. People think of cancer as just one thing. No, it's many things. Now, a very healthy fashion vlogger. Our friend Emily is here. We're having a concert tonight. It's called Jingle Ball. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
No. She wants to go shopping.
Well, what does that mean? Are you implying I'm giving her tickets or something?
No, I'm just saying she doesn't know anything about that because she's going shopping.
Yeah. Well, are you a fan of Sam Smith or Charlie Puth or Taylor Swift?
Definitely.
Huh. Here's a pair of tickets.
Really?
No.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 3 tickets.
Oh my gosh.
Because we don't want to leave Dad at the bar.
Oh, no. He might want to be there.
Even though Dad's like, I think I'd rather be at the bar. These are great seats for tonight's Z100 Jingle Ball presented by Capital One.
Thank you.
We want you to enjoy the show. And it is truly the most amazing concert in the world.
Know what this means?
What?
Now she has an excuse to get a new outfit.
But,
Sorry, Dad.
We want to welcome you to New York City and to Jingle Ball. And congratulations to you and your family for, you know what? The lessons learned, we can't even imagine. And the way you guys are looking at life, we need to learn what you've learned about what life is when you go through something so awful. Life becomes something so fabulous, right?
Yeah.
Never forget that. You got to help us help St. Jude. It's so simple. Donate at stjude.org. I know we're doing it. We're going to send them a big old fat obnoxious check today.
Thank you.
Fat and obnoxious. Which they used to call me that in high school. St. Jude, we are always talking about St. Jude because we just can't stop celebrating what it's all about. It's not only about the people who are working there, it's also about the families. And you, Emily, I hope you enjoy your time in New York. And just understand that every time you come to New York, it's not always going to be this fabulous. And to Robert and Tamika, anything you guys want to say? Is there anything on your mind?
You talk about all the different things that St. Jude does, Elvis, and we try to raise money and awareness for the hospital, and we appreciate what all you guys are doing to bring that awareness out for your listeners. But another thing is St. Jude doesn't charge families anything. I can tell you that we've been going there for 15 years, like Emily said. We've never received a bill from St. Jude. They cover everything. And that takes all the financial worry off of the families so they can concentrate on helping their child.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that's like.
It's
to be worried about that, like that in the back of your mind. Like, how am I going to pay for the most important thing I need to pay for? You don't have to.
Exactly. And that's just a really important thing to remember. You were talking about how much it costs to operate the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
St. Jude operates on donations. That's how St. Jude operates. That's how Danny Thomas started St. Jude Hospital. So it's very important that people do give to the hospital. And it's not just the kids at St. Jude that go to St. Jude. It's like you said, they share their protocols and their treatments with every hospital. So what happens at St. Jude affects every hospital in the United States and around the world. So it's very important.
So your money going into St. Jude actually is going into every single entity around the world that's doing great things.
Exactly.
All right.
Wow.
I wish Macy's would not send a bill.
That'd be nice.
You know, but
My husband would appreciate that.
But you know what? We will happily do whatever we can to support St. Jude. Happily.
Thank you.
And you know what? It's because of people like you, Emily, that we understand the importance of it. And your mom and dad. Thank you guys for coming to New York. Thank
Thanks
you very
for
much. Enjoy Jingle Ball tonight.
So excited.
We'll be on stage looking at you. Okay. All right.